What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cash, and we are here today to talk about Rebecca. I know it's been a long time coming, but specifically the reason why, there's really no reason why, but the reason why I'm going to make this excuse on why I haven't done her yet is because I kind of forgot, and I know I still have to do Karen from 18 years ago, but really important here, we're going to talk about this character, the ins and outs, the outs that are happen to be in, and all that good stuff, and yeah, that's it. That's all I got. So one of the things that I really wanted to talk about with Rebecca is because Awakening character was not dropped with Shabby, and that means that one should be hopefully coming soon. They said that they were going to do it like every 2 weeks or so, so you know, this should be the week where they drop one. So tomorrow should be an announcement of another Awakening character, or we should all run for the hills. So first and foremost, before we get into any of the irrelevant details like gear and hero talents and stuff like that, let's look at the outfit, the most important thing. So first we start off with nothing, the booty kind of sticking up a little bit, and she's like, don't watch the booty. All right, we get the jacket, and you know, this looks pretty good. I think that even the detail on the actual staff gets a little bit better, as we can see here, gets a little bit better. She gets more armor, then boom, she dons it out. The staff even gets more dripped out, so does the actual coat, and then we go one step further, even further. Boom. The jacket gets actually a little bit smaller, but she's way more decked out. The crown comes in, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I don't know how to go back. How do I? Okay, that's how we go back. Yes, so she does not have a crown here. But when you awaken, she does get a crown. I think the ponytail is even more refined, right? Yeah, she doesn't have a ponytail here, and then she gets the ponytail. This is very important information because, oh, look at the spear. It's more like an axe almost. So the reason why this is important is because I said it is. All right, so let's talk about her and her base. I'm gonna start off with this because I want you guys to get a feeling of how Rebecca was, you know, not how she was supposed to work, you know, but yeah, pretty much how she was supposed to work. She was supposed to be like a very reset heavy character. She was supposed to work as in getting you through the game. She was the first character that you were given, the first SR character, I'm sorry, let me correct myself, that you were given. And the reason why is so you can pretty much farm the game and have a reliable unit that can pretty much do a lot of stuff for you. Now, this is different, just so you guys know. This was not her passive. I think her passive before was multi-strike. I know some OG like me can remind someone like what her old passive was, her old leader skill, I should say. But this is changed. This changed, but this one did not. Now, this is chain. 100% chance to decrease the caster skill 3 cooldown by 2 turns upon killing an enemy. No, actually, I think that changed too. Whatever, let's just forget about the old stuff. Also, 100% chance to remove Veil of Phantasm and decrease resolve by 1 turn at the start of your turn. When you kill a character with this character specifically, your skill 3 cooldown goes down by 2 turns. That's really good. Obviously, you want to spam the S3, it's her strongest move, and it resolves around what her leader skill is, which I kind of didn't mention it, but it increases all allies attack when there is 1 surviving enemy. What this means is that this is specifically really good for when there is a boss that's by themselves, and obviously for boss dungeon, because the boss dungeon is by themselves. Even for the guild dungeon, usually the boss is by themselves. So that's where you want to use her as a leader, especially when you're even later into the game where you have a lot of DPS. 60% boost on all your characters is actually crazy. So, well, actually, just the attack. Sorry, I forgot. Let me wrap this up a little bit better. Now, also, to mention, the decreasing in resolve by 1 turn is very strong. What this means is that people that are sitting on resolves and they can't die, their resolve will pretty much be removed when she gets a turn. This allows you to kill characters like Elizabeth and the famous Electra. She can instantaneously kill her on her turn, which is phenomenal. It's actually what makes her, and I think Tyrone, forgive me if I'm speaking, but I think those are the 2 characters that have this ability, and it allows you to pretty much snipe out characters, which is what she's meant to do. Especially when we go to the Sign of Evil, the 60 passive, 100% chance to absorb damage for 1 turn upon receiving a cooldown decrease. 100% chance to decrease skill 3's cooldown by 1 turn when the enemy affected by judgmental light is attacked. So we have to also keep that in mind, because the S2 is the only thing pretty much without awakening that's going to put the judgmental light on any character. It does apply it in a cone, which is really good. So that, you know, that is that. Now, like I said, we're not gonna go into Awakening. Don't, just wait. We have to explain everything first. So the S1 really doesn't do anything too crazy. It does do more damage if they have a debuff. The only debuff that she currently has in her kit is going to be the Judgmental Light. She used to have Mark, but they took that out. All they have is this lovely debuff damage, and of course that's really good, especially because most of your other characters in this game have a debuff of some sorts. They're gonna have a taunt, they're gonna have you know, some type of DOT, which means dot. I don't know why I said DOT, but they're gonna have something. There's always gonna be something, you know, so that's, you know, that's free additional damage. Then you go to the S2, which is a cone attack, which applies the Judgmental Light. Now, if you guys are familiar with Blaze, it's pretty much the same thing. It's a debuff that's on the character, and then when they get attacked, it pops, and then it does damage based on the whoever attacked its attack. As it says here, additional damage proportional to the attacker's attack when attacked, which is a lot to say, right? And then it gets removed. It's considered a normal debuff, so that means you can pretty much put it on any character as long as they don't say that they cannot take any debuffs. Now, what's really cool about this, the higher you level it up, you can eventually get to a 100% chance to put pretty much 3 Judgmental Lights on characters. So if we go back and read this, your cooldown is going to go down by 1 for each one. So you S2, and that means you have a chance to lower this by 3, and that means 3 separate chances to absorb damage and pretty much protect her. As you guys know, you can literally can't die to Engraving of Punishment. There's not much that can kill you as long as you have absorbed damage on. It's a really pesky thing. The only thing that really stops it is poison, or just to remove it and then kill the target. Next up, we have the arrows of punishment, which is great because 1, it's penetration. That means it doesn't matter if they have a shield or any damage immunity, she's going right through that. It also deals additional damage if there are 2 or more surviving enemies, and then does even more damage if it's just 1. This is a super snipe. This is probably I would go down on record, on paper, and be confident enough to say this probably does the most single target damage in the game. I don't know how much more damage you can do to a single target, especially if they're by themselves. And as you can see here, it just gets up more damage. That's the only thing that happens. More damage on damage on damage, and that's really all there is. So if you're looking at it, pretty much you S3 and then you S2 and then you S1 wherever your Judgmental Lights are, right? That's pretty much Rebecca's kind of gameplay cycle. It's not really that complicated. But then you kind of throw in this, and then you have the Spirit of Revolution, which is, oh, hold on, let me quick that Awakening, baby. There we go. Now things spice up a little bit. 80% chance to apply Extinction for 1 turn when skill 3 is used. Now, Extinction is the thing that they pretty much jacked from Gem of Extinction. We're not going to talk about that. Heroes with this effect cannot be revived upon death, and Resolve will not activate unless Resolve cannot be removed. So only if there is a passive that's going to stop it, then that will work. That will still be fine. Next up, you have the 80% chance to apply Judgmental Light for 200% to all enemies for 2 turns if the skill fails to kill the target. Now you have the S2 that's putting it in a cone, but now it will be spread to all allies if the S3 does not kill the target. So if the S3 kills, especially if it's extension, that's great. The character cannot be revived. You're in a really, really good spot. But if it doesn't fail to kill, now it's going on all enemies. The reason why this one exists, in my opinion, is not necessarily to use it on Electra on turn 1, but if you want to, you can. But that's pretty much what's going to happen, since the S3 only gets bonuses when there's 2 or more surviving enemies. It's only gonna get the 100, but you're only gonna get this big juicy one when there's only 1 surviving enemy. So with that being said, they want you to have the liberty to S3 right in the beginning of the fight. It's gonna do decent damage, it's gonna do pretty good damage, but when it doesn't kill, which it might not, you'll be able to pretty much get your Judgmental Light really quickly again, because it doesn't matter if she procs the Judgmental Light. As long as it's procced in general, she will get the damage absorption and the skill 3 cooldown will go down. So she's really, really strong. All in all, Rebecca is a super good character. If you got her, you just started playing and you're like, I don't know, she's the intro character. How good can she possibly be? Now, she was shit, don't get me wrong, but right now she is a problem, and she needs to be given the proper respect because she is a tremendous character, and she will progress you through the game even further now than before. Now here we are at the Shaman Archer. Now if you guys know that she has a epic skin or paid skin or whatever the heck they call it nowadays, people might also be worrying about, well, should I get the costume? Is it worth it? Now it is, because once you get that costume, instead of allies attack, the leader skill comes allies damage dealt. Now, like I was saying before, attack is way different from damage dealt, because increasing someone's attack by 60%, let's just give it a number. Let's just say you get 60 attack. Let's just say that that's exactly how much you get. 60 attack slapped on right on top of your current attack. That sounds like crap, doesn't it? You're gonna be doing a lot of damage. As you guys have probably seen the damage numbers in this game, you're doing thousands of damage, tens of thousands of damage on some basic stuff. Now, times that by 60%, and you'll start to see how crazy that is. She's pretty much able to do a lot of damage for like pretty much for no reason. But with this leader skill, it allows all your allies to do additional damage on that one surviving enemy. So it's, if you're really trying to high score stuff or even clear some of the advent bosses, she might be the way to go, to be completely honest. If you're having a damage issue and Rebecca somewhat fits inside of the boss's, you know, cheese mechanics, use Rebecca. You might actually get that clear. The second difference here is that the first passive actually changes as well. Now, before it was the skill 3 cooldown, if you guys remember, but in here, when you have this skin, all of your cooldowns actually get reduced. So your S2 is gonna get affected by it, and so is your S3. Obviously, why is that good? Because the S2 puts the judgmental lights on all the characters. Your S3 is what you're trying to spam, and you know, I hope you guys understand. And the same thing here, the sign of evil is changed in the same way. Oh my god, I clicked right off of it. I'm such a bad person. So instead of it just being the S3 when they're attacked with judgmental light on them, it's all skill cooldown. So again, now all her skill cooldowns, you can spam the S2 a lot more often than the S3, and as long as the judgmental lights are still up there. This is why I maxed this out, because it's the biggest damage dealing thing you got. But also what's crazy is that when you have the S2 and it triggers with this passive, let's say you get judgmental light on 3 targets. Now this is 4-turn cooldown. If all those targets get hit by another cone attack, you pretty much can S2 one again, and that's still affecting this at the same time. That's nuts. And last but not least, the other difference is that the S3 is actually stronger with the Shaman Archer. Just to put it in perspective, this one ends at 300%, but without the skin, it ends at 250 additional damage. And obviously the other one is the same thing, 150 here. Instead, at this one is 250. So it's just more damage on top of, you know, damage on damage, so it just makes everything easier. All right, and these are her base stats. Don't worry about all the fummy mumbo jumbo. All SSR attackers have the same exact base stats, but the only thing that is different is the attack speed. And her attack speed, if you can do the quick math, I did with a quick calculator, because math is too hard at the age of 30. And her base speed is going to be 579. She's relatively quick. She's not the quickest, but she's still pretty fast. So if you want to actually gear her to go first, you have a decent shot at doing it. Now we can go straight over here to the runes. As you can see, I have a missing one here. So look how crazy the attack is. This is with, mine's not awakened, by the way. As you can see, mine is not awakened, but still sitting at 8,000 attack, and that is with not the rage set is even complete. Sorry, not rage. Oh no, it is called rage in this game. Sorry. So this is without the rage set. I'm already at 8,000 attack. If I put one rage slot in here, we could see the magic happen. Do you believe in magic? All right, boom, let's equip this. So we start off at 8203, and this is gonna jump up to 9,038, 800 attack jump, going almost into the 10,000. And remind you again that this is not awakened. So we could, mine with this basicness here could definitely be in the 10,000s. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous damage that she's gonna dish out. So look, the awakening here, it would be 10%, another 30%, and that 20% crit strike damage. Yeah, she will delete people. Delete people. Why am I holding on to this? Because I don't know what the next awakened character is. But if the next awakened character is not that good, I am gonna just do Rebecca and then have her help me farm for Karen or the next character, whatever. Depends on what it is. So obviously the rage set is really good, but you could, if you're gonna go the path as you just saw, you don't even really need it. You can actually flex something else, or you can go with, I would actually suggest would probably be like all Rune of Assault or something crazy like that, because with the amount of additional damage she has, if that damage crits, oh my god. So of course I'm gonna have to suggest you guys to do, you know, either assault or even the crit damage one, but you know, getting as much crit chance as possible to really hit home and completely annihilate some people. So yeah, don't be afraid to go that agility set. Like I said, her base speed is not that bad. If you want her to go first, S3 sniper target out, I think that's a viable strategy. I'm actually sitting on 6, it looks like, attack substats, and that's enough to get me that high. 6 substats. Remember, this is before I had it was 8,000 something. So with 6, I was able to get that high. Next up is gonna be the hero talents. Weapon mastery for 50. I mean, come on. I don't care what the other options are. That's what you're going. Next up is going to be 52. Subjugation is most likely what you're going to want to do, but if you do plan to use her more in arena, then don't be afraid to go gladiator determination. Even if you wanted to switch off and on, remember, once it's 3-star, the next thing you switch over to will be 3-star as well. So maybe if you're trying to do a couple bosses, have it on this and then switch it over to PvP when you're done. Next one, I'll probably go with the fortified armor, just because a little extra defense is better than trying to counter attack and multi-strike for the burn. Nah, it's really not worth it. Grudge I'm gonna go with because of the nonsense of her having the ability not to take damage, but these are still pretty good options. But I'm gonna be playing towards the fact that she's gonna have damage absorption up most of the time if I'm playing correctly, so I want that additional extra damage for no real reason at all, and it won't even let me click that. But yes, 20% chance to increase attack by 30%. She doesn't need the additional damage at that point, so I would even recommend just go with one of these if she's dying a little bit too easy and you feel like she can survive a hit if she lessen the damage in here or in arena. But she's gonna be squishy no matter what, so just keep that in mind. Next up is gonna be 58, which of course you guys know me, I'm going with the, I can't even click on that, the plant attack, just for the crit chance, so I can get that crit in, and then it's buku damage. Like, she'll literally give you a million immediately in the boss dungeon just with her S3 alone. It's nuts. And then talent 60 is duh. All right, here we go. Where are we? We're gonna do something different. We're gonna show off this character in a dungeon. This is Sinclair dungeon, but it won't be really a problem for us here. Look at the S2 animation, looks pretty cool. Ow. And as you can see here, I S2'd, which is a cone, but you're not gonna see too much of the cone. I put the judgmental light, so we're gonna S1 here. And that's gonna reduce our cooldowns and give us the lovely bubble. And then once we kill him, we're gonna get another bubble and a damage absorption because the cooldown went decreased. So pretty cool stuff. Actually, I didn't plan too much for this stage of it. But you see here, I gained all the HP. Cooldown decreased. Oh, I forgot he does that. Oh my. And then we kill him, we survive somehow by still doing that. And then here we go at Sinclair. We're gonna end it with the S3 because it's gonna do way too much damage. Oh, thank you. Oh my god, what are we gonna do? We have looming death and we're bleeding for 4 turns. We have our S3 up. There's no way he's surviving this. It's gonna do way too much damage for him to handle. And yeah, that's because she's busted. She's super busted. Let me know in the comment section how much damage is this. This is a single target hit. I think we should only see one number, but we'll see how much damage this does, and we'll get to see the animation. Actually, one of my favorite animations in the game ever since she first came out was always the cleanest. Let me stop talking and start showing. Oh crap, she's in that stupid whatever. See, formation, Voltron, shoot the arrow, you're dead. You're freaking dead, bro. And that is a 4-star difficulty dungeon. So what do you guys think about Arrows of Punishment Rebecca, the Elite White Knight? What do you guys think? You think that I'm right? Do you say, well, no, this character is absolutely garbage? What are you talking about? I rather build Damien. You're tripping. This character's busted. If she might not be your first awakening choice, but she should be one of them. She's gonna help you in so many different areas of the game with pure DPS and strength alone, with her spear bow thing, whatever. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and let us all pray together. Hold our hands and pray and say kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. And hopefully we have a nice, beautiful update tomorrow. And if it's trash, you will not see a video tomorrow, but if it's good, you'll see your boy. But one thing you will always be able to count on is that every day at the Kashino is your lucky day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.